All right. This person's called Lurk D or Lurked without the E. Let me just show you guys how it looks like that. And we will have. This is the second SCP of theirs that we get to read. They only have 4, from the looks of it, and 2 of them we read today. We have actually no. Is it today? No. Like the second one of the third one of theirs we will read next weekend. But Lurk D is now. I personally read it along on the other tab, so maybe they did too. I get that, but once did they look over? I mean, they still like use the chat. They still chat to me, right? So I feel like just one time, just be like, hey. Because Zeno has been on point with that. Whenever I don't switch over, he's like, "Hey, man, you haven't switched." But okay, Lurk D. The previous one from Lurk D that we read was 591. That Jesus Christ, that's 5 years ago when we read. Well, 4 years when we read the first one of Lurked. Okay. No, wait. Hold on a minute. Something's not right. No, 2403 is the last one we read of theirs. Then what the fuck? Which one are we looking at now? Oh, never mind. Here, they have a lot more. They have a lot more. Maybe if I scrolled. Maybe if I scroll down, I can see all the works. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so 2424 is the most recent one we had of Lurked. Let me 2424. 2424. That was the giant Oh, cats, you're here now. I have a bone to pick with you, cats. I have a bone to pick with you. Why didn't you tell me during me reading 2496 that I forgot to switch over to the text? I read the whole thing like this. I never showed the text. 70 minutes of reading. And you were chatting to me. What happened? I want to know. I have to reread it, which is not. Don't worry. It's only 15 minutes of reading. I thought you thought. Why would I do that? Have you pay? So you tell me. Like 9 out of 10, I would switch over to the text so you guys can read with me, and then one of them I'll be just like. I'll be like, no. Nah, this one you don't get to see, like, especially the one that you and I had so much fun with the whole, like, test ideas of, like, yeah, you know how cool it would be? No, cats. Oh, my sweet summer child. That was not on purpose. I also didn't want to be rude. That's sweet of you. That's sweet of you, but you can. In the future, if I forget, you can't be like, hey, my man, switch over. The only time I do it on purpose is when it says 18 plus, and I'm just quickly going to check to see if everything's safe to read or if anything's safe to show. That's the only time I will not show the text immediately. But if I'm reading and you don't see text, you can always tell me like, hey man, we can't see anything. Can you switch over, please? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. Let's get 2424 was the giant mechanized walrus that came from a video game. That an Eskimo guy fights, and he's the first boss of the game, and you have to fight him in real life. That's what the last one we read from Lurk D or Lurked. Sorry, bro. Don't you worry. When I said I have a bone to pick with you, I meant it more on like on a jokey way. I will have to reread it, but again, 15 minutes of reading won't hurt me, won't kill me. Okay, Lurked wrote the claw. The claw. All right, object class safe. Special containment procedures SB24. 2501 is to be kept in storage vault 3H at research site 45. Only personnel with special exemption keycard. Oh, also, cats. I can't seem to send out invitations for your Discord for some reason. Can you double check? Because I do want to add your Discord server link to the video I said yesterday that I will put in the description, so that you get more Simon Glass lovers joining you. Only personnel with special exemption keycards will be allowed to access SCP-2501. However, the use and/or misuse of SCP-2501 is still strictly prohibited, punishable up to termination. All previous documentation and research regarding SCP-2501 is to be kept on high security foundation servers. I think you could look it up on Discord by name. Okay, I'll do that. Because of the destructive potential of SCP-2501, special exemption keycards will only be granted under the special authorization from the O5 Council. Description: SCP-2501 is a mechanical gauntlet designed to be adapted to a human hand and forearm. The claw. SCP-2501 is made of an unknown lightweight material and is powered through unknown means. I wonder if it's like the claw, like the Marvel villain. SCP-2501 shows no markings or numbers to give any indication of an origin or manufacturer. SCP-2501 appears to be in need of maintenance, although knowledge of repairing certain defective mechanisms is currently beyond Foundation researchers. A key operator safety switch is installed on the underside of SCP-2501, although it appears to be defective due to the key being dislocated inside the lock cylinder, thereby keeping it affixed in the position labeled with the word... Is that Russian? Yeah, Russian abbreviation for... that, translated as on in it. God! Russia! Why is your word for on so long? Okay. I mean, I guess this is their version of saying on, which would make a lot more sense, and that's just like an abbreviation of that word, which is still pretty long. There's also a slightly corroded rotary control knob located on the left side of the wrist. This knob is locked to the furthest clockwise position and will not turn counterclockwise. The setting labels are too worn to be decipherable, but are hypothesized to be numbers in increasing range. SCP-2501's anomalous properties manifest whenever a user inserts her arm into the socket, here we go, and engages the claw-like mechanism. At the opposite end, when held in front of the user's face, SCP-2501 is able to exert an extreme amount of pressure on an object within the perspective of the user in relation to the claw-like mechanism. I somehow feel like that is like the claw. Marvel. Claw. Well, it's like written like that, claw. Because I'm pretty sure... What does his weapon do? Power sound, solid sound body. Claw possesses a number of superhuman physical power strength from his body converting into an extra physical energy form. Claw is stable energy from possession mass, and this form is not bound. Claw does not feed on. Yeah, it's okay. Can in fact be Claw can bodily transform ambient sound variety. Okay, it's more of like sound. Sound converter claw, whereas a prosthetic device composed of seals will contain a miniature version of a sound converter machine. This other is attached to the sound mass body, but cloud activates the device by pseudo cybernetic commands. Gotcha. Okay, so his is more based on sound. Okay. Afro, another suggestion for a subspecial is that you could read Chaos Insurgency anomalies. There's a Chaos Insurgency wiki that's long there, but there's some anomalies worth checking out. To the 4 people in chat, if you like the character, the Octopus, or just want to join the Discord, so please join the Octopus fan server now free. At the end, Zeno, I think I will, even though that's cool and all, but I told Cats the same thing about like Tales, is that there's so much. There's so much to read, and Maybe once I run out of joke, you know what? Maybe once I run out of joke SCPs and explained SCPs, then I'll maybe go into Chaos Insurgency. Maybe there's also going to be probably a bunch of tales that people want to recommend. At the end, I'm not going to be able to read everything that's related to this, but I'll keep it in mind. Right now it's a no, but once I got some stuff caught up, potentially a yes. But yeah, I'll keep it in mind. SCP-2501's anomalous properties manifest whenever a user... No upper limit on the amount of pressure SCP-2501 can exert has yet been observed. SCP-2501 is not able to perform more dexterous functions beyond rapidly opening and closing. Distance from the user to an object does not affect the end result. Neither does intensity or size of the object. The object during this process always behaves as if two invisible forces are exerting against it at opposite ends, to the point of structural failure. Using SCP-2501 on media such as fluids or gases has no effect. Level 2 level access required. There's not really that much. It's like 30. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, then I think that's more possible. It's just that like I don't want to open up a... You cannot send links on my Twitch. I'm sorry. What do I want to say? I just don't want to open a floodgate of a bunch of people like recommending other stuff. And I'm just like, and I'm over here like, isn't me reading 9,000 SCPs enough for you guys? Okay, maybe 50. So now that I visited, yeah, again, maybe level 2 access required. Experimental test logs 2501-11. Research technician using SCP-2501 on designated items. Procedure SCP-2501 used normally as its designed function. Test 1. Item steel soup can full. Distance 1 meter. Result destroyed via compression. Comments. Can crushed with a thickness of 0.08 millimeters. That's fucking thin as hell, bro. Soup had to be cleaned off of lab equipment. It was not recommended that future testing be conducted out. It was recommended that future testing be conducted outside. This weapon, yeah, it's like it's like a. It allows you to telekinetically crush things. The claw. Which it does sound like a thing I like. It's not maybe not the claw from Marvel, but it does sound like a thing I seen somewhere else. Number 2, solid steel cylinder, diameter 8 centimeters, distance 20 meters. Flattened. Cylinder was compressed into a disc, measure 1.6 meter in diameter and a thickness of 2 millimeter. Which has to be, am I on? Well, your head is flattened now. I think your whole body will be flattened. I mean, I'm not sure if you can control how much of a how much of the body you can crush, right? If it just crushes the entire body, or if you can specifically choose the head. Number 3, 1962 Buick Le Sabre, decommissioned from light vehicle pool, 100 meters, destroyed via compression, car crush lengthwise to a thickness of 19 centimeters. Number 4, M3 Stuart Light tank, decommissioned from MTF Arsenal, 200 meters, destroyed via compression, tank crushed to a thickness of 84 centimeters. Upon further analysis, the steel armor has seemingly fused together due to the extreme heat generated during the process. Number 5, concrete block, 1 meter cubed, 100 meters, disintegrated, block exploded. Can you imagine? You just like having a casual stroll, you just see this like cement block, you're like, well, concrete block, you're like, huh, interesting block, and you just, what the? What the hell? Like I said, as long as you put it in between your fingertips, it explodes. That's true. Violence in the fragments, nothing was found larger than 3 centimeters. Minor injuries sustained by staff. Recommended increasing minimum safe distances. Number 6, concrete block, 1 meter cubed. 4 kilometers, failed. Okay. I mean, 4 kilometers is like, yeah, it's a little bit too far. Test conducted at night. Block was brightly illuminated in order to aid in testing. Use a mist, target, and crush light fixture instead. Recommended using binoculars and mount stability assist in subsequent range tests. Okay. Number 7, high altitude weather balloon, 32 kilometers, destroyed via compression. That is some distance. 32 kilometers away, and you're like, squash it like a bug. Test conducted at night. Large halogen light fixture with sufficient battery life was affixed onto the balloon. Test was successful, however. Debris was never found by recovery teams. Extreme range capabilities confirmed. And then we have number 8, asteroid 1566 Icarus, 1.9 times 10 in the power of 12 kilograms. That is pretty strong. Perihelion 0.18. I don't know what AU stands for. Aphelion 1.96 AU. NA cancelled. So something. I think I know what happened. I think he bursted it, and then the explosion itself sent a bunch of like mini comets towards the Earth or to other like planets, and they're like, we should not have done that. Imagine walking into the SCP facility. Hey Bob, how's it going? All good. My son just went to concert explodes into his fucking concert explodes into his fucking. I'm not sure what concert you're talking about. Summary: SCP-2501 anomalous properties confirmed. Testing has been suspended indefinitely on the O5 command. But yeah, anything could explode. Concrete. Okay. I was like, what concert? Astronomical unit, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Gotcha. How much is one? How much is 1 AU? So I can understand this a little bit better. SCP-2501 anomalous properties confirmed. Yeah. This has been suspended indefinitely on the O5 command. SCP-2501 to be placed back into storage. Admit the object class. This will end as safe for the time being. Additional containment protocols may needed to be enacted. SCP-2501 was remitted to the Foundation Logistics Center in the Onate shipping case by an anonymous benefactor. Benefactor is confirmed to have close affiliation to Marshall Call and Dog Limited, as supported by the item description tag attached to SCP-2501 at the time of delivery and a note detailing the context of the parcel. I did not actually think this would be a Marshall Call and Dog SCP. Like, what do they need to crush things for? That doesn't. 1 AU is the distance between the Earth and the Sun. So 1,000. Oh, I see. Okay, I was like actually asking more for like actual like number, but I understand what you mean. I understand. Level 2 access required. Archive document 2501-1 FBW221/TG6YW/IU8IO status sold in reserve liquidate demand high value 500k USD/303k pounds. Yeah. Availability estimated worldwide 1. Identifier exclusive item number 21, slightly worn condition. Description is item is a mechanical gauntlet made specifically to crush objects simply using line of sight. A curious physics bender putting power at your fingertips. Literally. Safety key included with unit. Sold as is. Marshall Call and Dog. It tells the rich people so they don't need it. Marshall Call and Dog are the normally sellers. I mean, I know that. Do you post on YouTube? Yes. I mean, that's what I indicated yesterday when I said I will put it in the description with your link. Yeah, I do know that I don't Martian Colony Dog are SCP sellers, but a lot of the things that they usually sell are like very like high society objects. You know what I mean? Like they're like oh high society would really like this one, or it benefits them as well. That's why I'm surprised this one is one of them, because I don't see somebody who's like, I mean, yes, I do see someone who's super rich buying a claw machine that just crushes whatever's in their way. That I do see that, but compared to most of the other SCPs of theirs that we got to read over the years, this seems to be a little bit more out there. It's definitely a bit more out there. But yes, cats, I do upload on YouTube. There's a schedule uploading. So like right now, the SCPs I read yesterday, they will all come out in August. They're all scheduled to upload once every 12 hours. Thursday is the only day that will not have any uploads, because I used to follow the SCP Reddit, because I wanted to, like, you know, share my links. And Thursday was the only day where links was not being able to be sent to that Reddit. Now I'm using Thursday as a little like breather for my channel, which also allows me to upload sub specials, like if like a SCP joke or SCP explained, as I'm going to do in the future. Maybe a tale that people have that like an author or another person has recommended, or that I have seen but decided not to read yet, so on and so forth. Level 3 access required. I just joined this Discord server and sub to the YouTube. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Not only do I appreciate that you have consistent, like you've been on my stream the entire 5 hours yesterday. Well, 4.5, 4 hours 40 minutes. I appreciate that. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate you subscribing. Enjoy. Level 3 access required. Archival document 2501-2. To whom it may concern, I represent a professional community of auctioneers, collectors, and dealers with whom I am certain you are familiar. I am approaching your organization with an item of mutual interest. Details are also included inside the case. Rest assured, this is the right place for it. Understandably, you have many questions. I'm not able to divulge the details, as it would stand as a conflict of interest towards my colleagues and clients. Still, our motives for this remittance is rather pertinent. Simply put, we are strictly dealers of art and curios, and very rarely there are items that we come across that are not inherently or obviously threatening to that integral distinction. Such is the nature of this item. As valuable as it may be, we at Martian Colony Dog Limited feel that it is in our mutual benefit, meaning us as well as the SCP Foundation, that this remain in your safekeeping. We usually retain a level of impartiality for what our clients do or do not do after closing of a sale. However, in light of a few isolated incidents regarding our client's intention with this particular device, and affiliations by and large, it is safe to assume that selling said item would be a poor business decision on our part. I love how, like, this is the very first time when Martian Colony Dog is like, here, have it. The person who wants it might be a little bit... So, we don't want to give it to them. You can have it. Storage also constitutes a problem, as an extreme demand for the item rather interrupts the objectives and stable business of Martian Colony Dog Limited. Nobody enjoys being a teller at a bank that is under threat of robbery every waking moment. In short, keeping the item in inventory is more trouble than it's worth. Exceedingly so. So for the sake of famous landmarks, monuments, certain nations, or continued enterprise, and quite possibly the sun or moon, we hand this over to the persons more experienced and adept at locking things away from the world. Please accept our gift, free of charge, from us to you. P.S. Included is a box of La Maison du Chocolat and a certificate of store credit in the amount of pounds as a further extension of our gratitude. Forever grateful, Lady Emily Alcott Carter, Emily Alcott Carter, June 8th, 1968. Item included with the package outside of SCP-2501 itself were recorded and or destroyed. No formal response from the Foundation has been sent regarding this action. Well, aren't they just a rude bunch? Not even giving us a proper response after we given them an anomaly for free. Rude. By the way, guys, I have to show you. I want to show you the. Oh yeah, let me give you cats the role of researcher. What is going on? There we go. Add role. Here we go. Fellow researcher to you. Let me show you guys the thumbnail of the SCP, the first SCP yesterday, because that bitch took. Actually, I will show you both the James Bond one and the the mannequin that stalks you, because those two took me a lot longer than I wanted, but they're also not too bad. They didn't come out too bad. So let me just put them in the SCP discussion. So here we go. Well, yeah. Oh, according to the discussion page, that signature was made by DJ Cactus. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. I like that. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, cats, I stopped doing the Twitter posts. You only seen it like last stream, but I've been doing it for a couple streams now, and I'm stopped doing. You know, yeah. Also, I think there are a couple of files. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there's two. The gauntlet. I did not expect it to be this fucking huge. That's a big beast of a gauntlet. The gauntlet really does fit. Oops. And another file that was this one. Oh, that's just Emily. Okay. But yeah, okay. Next we go.